Zapraszam na panel dyskusyjny przy kieliszku wódki, ognisku i jedzeniu.
Hi guys and welcome, and today I'd like to talk about the new drones law in European Union, because mostly nobody knows, some people know, but mostly nobody, that there will be a big change in law about drones in European Union. What's the problem? Before, and exactly until December 31st, 2020, there was a different law how to operate a drone in each member state of the European Union. For example, it was a different law in Poland, in Germany, in Netherlands, in Slovenia. It was completely different. Yep. And you have to check the law in each country when you went somewhere, when you travel a lot, you have to check the law in each country. Most people don't do that, and the problem was that it was exactly on a line of law, or even against the law, and they checked, and mostly nobody knows how to use a drone and don't make a danger in the air, because it's not that simple as many people think. Of course, there are toy drones and there are sometimes some disasters, but you need to be responsible because it's a flying object. And what's the change? Now there will be one law in the whole European Union about how to use a drone, and the drones will be split it into some categories. There will be C0 up to C3 category, and we need to know what is allowed in each category and who is allowed to use the type of device. Or it's called unmanned flying object, and in that reason the first category they are toys. And that's a European law about the toys, even small drones as a toy. And we don't talk about the toys here. First category is C0, there are drones up to 250 grams of weight. And with this type of drone, you are allowed to fly up to 120 meters above the earth. And you are allowed to fly in a city, over people. You just need to register yourself as an operator of C0 class drone, and with that license, you need to put your license number on that drone, so that if the drone will be lost, they will know that it is yours. And it's pretty simple. So up to 249 grams is mostly no restriction where you can use the drone. Of course, you need to avoid restricted areas and avoid, for example, airports, prisons, military objects. There are places where it's not allowed to use a drone. But I think that's quite simple. The next thing is there's a C1 category of drones from 250 grams up to 900 grams. That's a C1. And in that category, you are allowed to use it in a city, but you can't fly it over people. And you need to register, take some lesson online, and write an exam to get a C1 license for a drone. But that's still quite simple. Next we have C2 category. There are drones from 900 grams up to 4 kilograms, so much heavier. For example, Phantom 4, which is 1.4 kilogram, and with that type of device, you are allowed to use it in the place where there is no people. You are not allowed absolutely fly over people, and you need to register online, take an online class, pass online exam, but also you need to take some practice tests. So you need to go to some testing center and pass the test there. So it's not such easy to get a license for C2. It's much more complicated. And that's a C3 license for drones above 4 kilograms up to 25 kilograms. Over 25 there's a restricted category, and there's a really special license. You need to fly everything which is over 25 kilograms. And yeah, what types of drones are the most popular? There are a lot of types, device, brands, a lot really, and you can find mostly everything for what you need, what you want. What we can say about that? The most popular now is DJI Mavic Mini 2, which is a 249 grams drone, so it will be allowed to use it in a class C0. So you can use it over people, you can use it mostly almost everywhere except that restricted areas. So it's a really great drone. Then we have DJI Mavic Pro and DJI Mavic Enterprise. They are more expensive, but I'm not sure if they are much better than that Mini. Because with Mini you can record videos up to 4K 30 FPS. With a Pro, there's the only difference, there's a 4K 60 FPS. So it's not such big different. Yep. Yeah, but the problem, DJI Pro and the price, that's almost 900 grams. So with that you need to be really careful, because that's a C1 drone and there are some restrictions, but you can take a license for C1, so it's also quite okay. But you should avoid everything which is over 900 grams, because for that you will need C2 license, and that's the biggest problem. And from my point of view, it's a really big problem with C2. So, for example, DJI Phantom 3 or DJI Phantom 4 or everything like that, it's over 1 kilogram, 1.4 kilogram. They are big expensive drones, and they are really good 4 or 5 years ago, really wonderful drones. But the only problem is that now you need a special license for that. I need to pay a special test in a center to get C2 license. So mostly nobody will use the drones above 90 grams. That category from 900 grams to 4 kilograms, I don't know. There will be a problem to buy anything, to sell anything in the category, because mostly nobody will be allowed to use that. The problem is that many people have some drones over 900 grams, and will be really hard to sell it, because that's a new law. What's good in that law? That will be one law in the whole European Union, that you will have a certificate, and after you will register or pass a test, and that you can show in any country in EU. That's not a problem if you travel with your device and you want to fly in another country. This is also a special app on a phone called the Drone Radar, so you can check if you're allowed to fly in the specific area or not, because you don't know if there's any military base or airport. It can be really small airport, sport airport. Maybe you don't know about it even. That's the restricted area. but that's not a big problem. So I think I've asked, I answered your all questions about the drones and how to use that. We can talk about it, of course, later. If you have any questions about the drones, about the license, how to use a drone legally in each country, write me a comment below. Of course, there are countries where we are not allowed at all to use a drone. For example, in North Korea, you are not allowed at all to use any drone. Damn it, boss. You are not allowed. Jesus, crazy people. Crazy people. Hard to go anywhere. Yeah. But if you have a question about North Korea, you should ask Emil from one of the best Polish language channels about the North Korea. He's an expert about North Korean law and specific things about that country. But there are also places where there's specific law. For example, in the UK, there's a little different law about the drones. You also need a license to use that. In Poland, there was also different, but now in the European Union there are only two exceptions where you don't need license to use a drone. Third, where is a toy drone, and it means European criteria for toys. And the second one, if that's a drone under 249 grams without camera. You only need to register drone with the first C0 category if it's a drone with camera. If it is a drone without camera, you don't have to register it. But if you have a drone between over 250, for example, in C1 category, you always need to register the device. So it's much more complicated. But if you have any question, write in the comment below. I will answer it. And thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye. Guys, big thank you to all people, all viewers and subscribers who don't use any AdBlock software. Also, really big thank you to all people who support us economically, directly by PayPal or Patreon. Without you, making these videos will not be possible. Thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye.
Если тебе понравилась эта песня, то подписывайся на мой канал и вступай в паблик ВКонтакте. До встречи!